Rosalind Fry, in her reflection on gender inequality, stated that women are trapped in an invisible birdcage. Fry says that the group trapped in the cage is seen as systematically reduced, molded, and immobilized. In today's age, there remains a birdcage around women, yet we have become more and more aware of cutting through those bars. The group we have chosen to focus on that attacks this issue is UNICEF. UNICEF is a program that was originally started in 1946 to promote children's rights. As the program grew, it became obvious that there is a second group being oppressed, women. According to UNICEF, there are 60 to 100 million fewer women alive today than there would be in a world without gender discrimination and without social norms. Gender equality started to become a main focus. UNICEF began to create programs aimed at educating girls. They seek to create classrooms that are gender sensitive and conducive to learning at all levels.
Working with 190 countries and territories, the UNICEF program has set a major goal for itself to eliminate all gender inequality within classrooms and empower women by the year 2015. Through the education program, it has been proven that economic productivity and health knowledge have increased. It also improves the chance of obtaining an education for their family's future generations. HIV/AIDS is a major problem within many of the countries UNICEF works with. And through the educational programs, women have increased preparedness and knowledge to help defend against disease, along with abuse, trafficking, violence, and exploitation. Further, it has been shown that infant and maternal mortality has decreased. Since some of these issues are not as prevalent in certain areas as others, each country has been given an individualized program designed to fit their specific needs. For example, in countries whose largest problem is financial means to obtain an education, UNICEF provides more cost-efficient alternatives to lower the amount needed to attend schooling. In severe cases, they have even made education completely free. As Joe Cancella states in his piece, The Importance of Class and Multiculturalism, there is a large tie between the distinctions in class and gender, and UNICEF specializes in helping those in the lower class get an education they deserve.
Aiming to create schools that promote gender equality in the classroom, UNICEF tries helping girls getting into quality schools and assuring that these girls continue their education without being interfered. This is why UNICEF created an educational model called child-friendly schools that is intended to address the needs of children both as students and learners to better prepare themselves for the world outside of the school. This model is aimed to operate in the interest of children, and it has child protection policy that allows for children to speak their voice without a hesitance. UNICEF claims that this model promotes inclusiveness, gender sensitivity, tolerance, dignity, and personal empowerment. The Child-Friendly Schools program also locally supports Ethiopia and Uganda by providing feminine hygiene for adolescent girls, which increase their retention rates in schools. Also, in terms of creating a gender-equal environment in South Africa, Uganda, and South Sudan, UNICEF tries to strengthen social networks through boys and girls clubs, such as the Girls and Boys Education Movement, whose purpose is to improve peer-to-peer communication along with adult mentorship.
While having the purpose of creating gender equality in the classroom through programs such as child-friendly schools, UNICEF tries to integrate educational policies into the existing governmental structure, and it develops community engagement for these policies. For instance, Girls' Education Investment section of the Kenya Education Sector Plan was formed by the work of UNICEF. Also, UNICEF's introduction of Girls' Re-Entry Policy in South Africa and Zambia allows girls to return to school following childbirth, accounting for the idea that higher levels of educational achievement for girls lead to improved health for themselves as well as their future children. UNICEF not only designs policies and runs programs, it also develops community engagement to create publicity. For example, Mothers Association in Burkina Faso by UNICEF operates programs to improve women's literacy skills and teach income-generating activities to help them support their daughters' education. Moreover, UNICEF strengthens the capacity of schools in Morocco to establish parent-teacher associations and school governing bodies to engage parents and members of the community in monitoring children's learning, which can be directly related to the work of Barbara Rogoff, who presents the idea that a community of learners is based on the premise that learning occurs as people participate in shared endeavors with others.
Although UNICEF has produced great strides in bettering developing countries towards gender equality, they fail to recognize the ongoing gender inequalities in westernized societies like the United States. The United States suffers from issues of sexism relating to education of women in schools, leading them to not actively pursue careers that are generally male-dominated. In our society, young girls and women are placed into gender roles that determine the identity of women and their purpose inside and outside the workplace. This can be seen in the writings from Marilyn Frye, in which she states a problem with sexism is that even educated women do not have the means to obtain positions of power in the workforce. Additionally, Frye states that this is because we often categorize people based on their sex into gender roles. She states how we feel obligated to portray these gender roles, which sometimes place women in lesser positions to men. This feeling of subordination can be seen in a narrative by Scott Kiesling. He states the terms such as bitch, boy, refers to the subordinate culture of females, saying they are responsible for jobs that are beneath men, because men are taught to assert their power and dominance. This results in women receiving lower salaries and not as much positive reinforcement in the workplace. Women need to better understand, though, that they too can assert themselves in a positive way to further goals for gender equality in the United States. Women are in no way beneath their male counterparts. UNICEF is already making strides to create gender equality in countries at a disadvantage, but we feel their programs can also help the women in the United States school system in creating strong women of the future.
UNICEF focuses on creating child-friendly schools and the promotion of gender equality in the classroom. The program's purpose is to tackle discriminations based on gender. United States public school systems should use this program's approach to gender equality and to promote women empowerment. In the U.S. public schools, there is not an emphasis on gender equality, and this needs to change. A great way to promote gender equality is to have women role models speak to students. Also, by bringing in female role models, this empowers younger women to make an impact on society. Role models could include high-profile women like Hillary Clinton, Condoleezza Rice, and Emma Watson, all of which have proven to be the epitome of overcoming gender inequality. These and other female role models can be a crucial part of promoting women's self-confidence and the ability to break traditional gender roles. Another important way to promote gender equality is to have gender equal numbers in the classroom. Gender equality is not a topic generally discussed in elementary schools. UNICEF has proven to have made great strides in promoting women empowerment and gender equality, and the U.S. schools should start using some of their methods.